Sky Cubby here with a World Awake TV special spearfishing edition, and here I am cruising along on just the most gorgeous, beautiful Hawaiian day. The ocean was so flat that I was just itching to jump in any little spot I could find. I mean, normally this coast here is just raging on the southeast coast of the big island of Hawaii, the Puna coast, and as you can see, it is just so flat and nice. Everyone's out holo holo. You know, we don't say where we're going because we don't want to tell the fish, so we just say we're going holo holo. Anyway, I find a spot to jump in, and you can see there's a bait ball here. All these fish, the Akuli school is all around, and there's usually big fish in the middle of a bait ball feeding on all those fish. So I drop down to the sand. This is only about 35 feet, and I just lay there and wait and see if something comes in. You can throw sand, scratch, coral. It's just sand here, so I actually bigger fish, which I didn't have my camera turned up, so I'm actually aiming and firing right now. And as I go up, I realize I did not, that the fish turned right at the last minute. I am hoping that I can land it. I feel like I was aiming right for the spine, but I think it turned at the last minute and I got a belly shot. These fish are an amberjack. There's a species called kampachi, and I'm hoping this is it because they're really tasty, also similar to like a hamachi or yellowtail, and I'm preparing myself for right now losing the fish. I'm trying not to trying to let it run, but not the best shot, so I'm barely trying to pull it in. I'm sure it's going to come out any second now, but thankfully I've got the double flopper. This guy's not letting me get a hold of him. If I had a single flopper, I would have lost this fish, but give thanks for the double flopper they sent out to me from Seawolf Sub out there in Italy. So you can see I'm dispatching the fish right away. I don't want any fish to suffer now. We try to go for a headshot in the beginning, and you know, if it doesn't happen, we make sure we take care of things quickly. So, you know, this is a nice fish. I'm happy for my first fish of the day. I was headed out to the outer reef with some palu, some chum, to see if I could get an ahi or maybe an ono, but I'm not complaining here. So here I'm dropping down to the bait ball again. I'm going to see if something else comes in. I've laid down on the bottom and had these fish just swim. It's like they swim right through underneath you, between you and the sand. It feels very strange, but I've even had them rest right next to my hand with my glove out in front. And last time that happened, I just squeezed down on the fish and grabbed it, and I used it as bait for something bigger that came in. I ended up getting a nice fish. I just squeezed down on it, swam up to the top, and chummed it up. I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing anything. Nice view of this bait ball. It's really quite mesmerizing, you know, being in the middle of all these fish in these beautiful, clear Hawaiian waters. So here I'm taking a drop a little bit deeper out. This is maybe more like 50 to 60 feet rather than 35. I'm dropping down. I'm looking for a moo that I saw. That's the emperor snapper. I start grunting, trying to make him come closer, but he's just too far away. That sound, for some reason, I guess it mimics what maybe a predator fish might sound like down there eating something, and other fish come in thinking they might get a little tasty treat. I start to ascend and drop back down for another try, when something catches my eye. If you can see in the upper part of the screen to the left, but this is what you call tickling the Tako out, and gradually he'll come out of his hole and I'll be able to pull him up. I don't normally hunt for what we call hei here in Hawaii, but my dive buddies love to eat hei, and it also makes for some great bait, which is my plan to try to get some ahi, some tuna, or some other bigger fish, and to catch my bait here. But my daughter likes to eat hei poke. It's all about just cooking this guy just right, scrubbing him with salt and tenderizing him, freezing him. Everyone's got their own technique, but the key to dispatching a hei is to bite it between the eyes to crush its skull, I guess like a jaguar. And you know, they keep moving and stuff, so it's kind of weird also to stick a slimy octopus in your mouth and bite its skull, but that's how you do it. That's how you get her done. So this is another day, a couple days later, and the water's still so calm that had to get back in the water. And I'm taking a drop here on my palu. You can see my chum that is dropping there. I'm at about 30 feet and dropping. Now there is some cool wire coral down here. I love this stuff, and there's little gobies on there, if you can see, these little teeny fish that hang out on the coral, and I can hear the whales in the distance, so it's a pretty epic day. There's nothing really out here right now, and I go back up to the surface and hope for something better. The day was just so beautiful and calm that I was just happy to be out there in the water, and I brought some of the octopus out to chum up, but nothing was coming in, so I took a deep drop here. There's some more wire coral. Got excited about that, and looking around, nothing's here. I'm down at 91 feet, and there's an opelukala. They make, and then there's a parrotfish. They make the opelukala. Now, if you look, I just shot at this snapper at the bottom, and point blank range, I missed. So, you know, it just matrixed away from my shaft, and that just happens. But you can't get them all, and you know, every shot is lucky. If you're down there at 91 feet on a single breath, waiting for the fish to come in, and they finally come in, and everything's aligned and everything's perfect, but you know, it's not the right fish, then it's just not going to happen. So you can see a little bait ball there, a little opelu swimming, and this is looking up from about maybe 60 feet. But nice blue, clear Hawaiian waters. I get excited about swimming in clear water. I've been diving in Thailand and Bali, but you know, anywhere in the world, down in Mexico, I mean, I just always want to come back to these clear blue Hawaiian waters. So I take another drop at the end of my dive. I haven't been very successful. I got one goatfish, monocoli, And I just dropped down to share some of this beautiful footage of this this manta ray with you. A big manta ray. That's actually down at around 100 feet. And he's just so big. Looks a little closer. And then I get lucky and I see this rainbow runner on the left part of the screen. You can see him. I start flashing my octopus glove to try to get his attention, mimicking his favorite food. And here he comes. He's coming right at me. And this is my big moment. I aim the best I can and I let the shaft fly a little bit high. I get him in the spine and I'm pretty sure he's freaking out and I'm just gonna lose him because although a spine shot is really a good place to land a fish, I'm not feeling very good about this because it's so high in the spine, it's almost like just through his fin. So I let him take my line as far as I can, and I'm just barely pulling him up, letting him do his thing. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose him, but I just I do my best to let him run when he starts swimming hard, and then reel him in when he relaxes. So he's getting closer, and I'm really hoping I can take this fish home and properly land it, because this is a rainbow runner, a Kamanu, one of the tastiest Hawaiian fishes. It's one of the best sashimi style. So I think this fish is one of the closest we can get out here to hamachi or yellowtail. And you can see now that when they start swimming like that, they can work the hook, I mean the barb out of the shaft out of them pretty easily. So I'm just hoping, I'm keeping a little pressure on him, but not too much pressure. And he's getting closer. This is the moment of truth. I can see he's literally hanging on by a thread. And I land him. So I'm pretty excited because I got sashimi on the table tonight. And I figure, you know what? I've had a great day. Just gonna string up my gun here and swim on in. When I see these two beautiful opelocala, big opelocala, they make great poke, but I decided to let them go because, you know, they're in spawning, and that is one of the reasons that I like spearfishing. It is the most sustainable way to receive fish from the ocean. In my opinion, you can choose the fish you want. You're not just catching whatever you want. But then I see one of the prize Hawaiian fishes, this uku. I've been seeing him the whole dive. Uku is a snapper that is also amazing sashimi. So this guy, you know, I'm following him. You gotta follow these uku, and at times they'll turn around and give you their broadside, and you'll be able to flash them in like I did with the rainbow runner. But I keep swimming closer and closer. I'm getting deeper and deeper. I'm running out of air, and he's just swimming away. Just keep swimming away from me. That bugger. So, you know, at a certain point, no fish is worth your life, right? And I let him go and head on back to the surface for another breath. You know, I used to have really bad asthma, lung infections. You know, my illness to wellness story, if you've been on this channel poking around, you'll know that I had a tough start to the beginning of my life with double pneumonia. So when I first came to Hawaii 20 years ago, I could barely dive down more than 10 feet. And gradually I had this desire for the deep. I just wanted to go deeper, and gradually you know, as you go down, you got to blow out your nose. With the pressure of the mask, you can just kind of keep swallowing and blowing out, and you'll equalize. So the more time you spend at depth, it just squeezes your organs, you detox. I think that's why those Japanese pearl divers love, you know, they dive their whole lives, and their longevity factor is pretty solid. So I dropped down here, I think I'm at like 90 feet again, and I really want that, that uku. And here he comes. He's coming right for me. I am so stoked. I'm going to have double sashimi in the cooler. Here he is. I start throwing some sand. I'm getting so excited. And it's hard to see, you know, from your perspective. I can see him already. Now you can see him start to come in. He's coming right for me. I line up my shot. I am so pumped because this is it. Perfect broadside shot, and I take my shot, and I miss. So you can't win them all. I mean, like I said, you get lucky, and you know, to close out this sesh, I'm just playing around in some of this water that is so clear and so nice that right on the shore, looking for koeles and some like OPE, like giant snail type creatures that are also great on the barbecue, and just kind of enjoying the dance of the light on the reef here. And yeah, you know, it's like the Native American giveaway, they call it. You know, it's an animal that you hunt. It gives itself to you. That's their belief, at least, and I feel like it's the same way. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And I guess that fish live to swim another day and grow bigger. But not every day you get water like this in this part of the island. So just you know, until next time. I'm really glad to have this platform, along with some of my other dive buddies like Spencer Haskins, who's a nationally ranked spear fisherman. You're going to be seeing more of him. This is just our first video. We're getting up here on the World Awake TV channel. I'm looking forward to bringing you a lot more content on spearfishing and under the sustainability and permaculture lifestyle genre. And I just really hope to spread more awareness about this ancient practice of spearfishing. This is something that is a lot of fun for me, and to provide for my family. They're going to buy fish from the store anyway, so I just would rather catch it myself. So I hope it inspires you, and until next time, aloha. So I use the cordyceps diving, and I take a little bit before I dive, but it was actually developed with Dr. Richard Allen Miller, who I first interviewed, and learned that he worked with the 1st Battalion Navy SEALs to actually increase their breath hold. I ended up diving with this stuff over 100 feet, and you know, holding my breath for over 3 minutes. So it definitely noticed the oxygenation ability, and also the energy. I mean, I have tons of energy on this stuff. It's a performance enhancer. It's used in sports, but cordyceps has been over harvested in the Himalayas, and now it's grown in a lab in low temperature and low oxygen environment to simulate those Tibetan highlands. The cordyceps in the past has gone for up to $40,000, $35,000 a pound, and this now with modern growing techniques we can bring it to you at a fraction of the cost. Our mushrooms are slightly more expensive than regular mushrooms out there, but a lot of those mushrooms are just ground up raw mycelium. We do a hot steam activation, I'll say, to unlock all the goodness in there.